Hey everybody. So I want to um, cover some questions about the lemur, maybe cover some edge cases here. And one of the first ones that came to mind is I've showed a lot of videos where you enter the gambit with this move order with knight f6, and then you go this, and then you take, right, instead of playing knight c3. And then you get this kind of position, and this is our thematic Lemur Gambit position. So um, it has occurred to me that a substantial percentage of people play d5 on move 1 instead of knight f6. And you're probably wondering, can you play f3 against this? So that's the question today. What to do here? Can f3 be played? What does the lemur look like when it is played against 1d5? And I'll go ahead and answer that for you. Can the lemur be played against this? Drum roll. No, it cannot be. So I did look at this a lot, and black has a few moves here. Basically, there are some problems for white, but um, there's a problem that I just couldn't solve, and I just wasn't satisfied with the positions that came out of it. So many people looking at this will probably instinctively see c5 here, and that's a pretty natural move to play in this type of position as a response to f3. But there's actually an even better move than that. There's an even better move than that. There is e6. Regardless of what these poor quality games tell you, this is actually a pretty terrible position for white. The issue here is that after taking, you can't retake, right, because of this. So this is no good. So the issue here is after knight c3, bishop b4, now white has pretty much no way to coherently develop the pieces. There's no attack in this position. You get nothing. So it's just a miserable position where you're basically defending from this point forward, and you're down a pawn for nothing. It's a waste of the white pieces. So this is the issue that I ran into. It's actually not theoretically necessarily worse than the main lines of the gambit. The difference is that, in this position you get minus zero point 0.6, but it's minus zero point 0.6 and you're defending instead of minus zero point 0.6 and you're attacking. So the difficulty in the position is just, it's all on white here. Um, so what I would advise doing is playing an alternative opening. And there are a few alternatives, but so one possibility is you could play the Blackmar-Diemer, but you could play a version of the Blackmar-Diemer that you can only get against the 1d5 move order. And so that's a pairing, right? You get this is your thing against 1d5, and then the lemur can be your thing against knight f6. So in this case, this is a move order, this bishop g5 move. This is called the von Papier attack. And this can be a fun line. There's some fun things that can happen here. Very often you'll see something like this, where they just give away a free piece, and then you get this kind of game. And this can actually be quite boring, because you will get this all the time. You'll never even get to play chess. You'll just be playing this practice converting a piece up position. So it's actually quite dull and tedious, and so I wouldn't necessarily recommend this line. I would play a version where people don't fall into that constantly, to get a little bit more bang for your buck. Another line that you could play is, for instance, there's something called the Queen's Lemur. So the Queen's Lemur is, let's see here. So we have the Queen's Gambit, and it arises from the Slav. So we enter the Slav, and you can get this kind of position here. And I think it's kind of unusual, but yeah, you can get a pretty similar looking situation out of this, and the play is very similar. There are some other sidelines and edge cases you have to deal with. This is not a rigorous analysis of this position, and this is not intending to suggest that anyone actually make this their main opening. It certainly is not that caliber of opening, but it is interesting, and it has a similar structure to it. So you could do this. The issue, of course, is that, you know, if they don't play the Slav, then you have to play pretty much d4 main lines against everything else. I mean, you can kind of, you know, you could maybe try to go for a marshal against this. You could, and maybe even if they do a Tarrasch, you could even do the marshal against that. So you could probably just try to rework the main lines to be as aggressive as possible in all other scenarios. And then there you go. You have a repertoire. A third option that is available, I guess, would be the London pathway. You could also try to take a London path against this, and you could go for the Morris Gambit here, for instance. And there are other tricks in the London. This is just one of them. But that's also an option. And that would be my recommendation. So I guess there are three different options, right? You get this, the Von Papil attack, or the Queen's Lemur, or the London. So there you go. I wouldn't try to play 2f3 against d5. I think that's just not on. But there are plenty of other things you can do. All right, hope you enjoyed.